Hi everybody, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library. Thank you for joining me for our May Bake-A-Tale program. So Bake-A-Tale is a program where we talk about a recipe, something that you can make at home, and some books that you can check out from the library, read while you're waiting for your treats to bake, and some crafts that are connected with them. And this month, the recipe is for banana blueberry bread. So if you like bananas, and if you like blueberries, you might like this bread. And, if you were looking for, say, something that you could make for your mom or a loved one, give them breakfast in bed, banana blueberry bread's not a bad way to go. The crafts this time, there's a flower card. In case you, wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to anybody, you could make this card because, flowers reminds me of spring and fruit and things like that. And okay, this is not actually a blueberry, but it's a berry. It's a strawberry box. You could put something special inside if you wanted, like, I don't know, little Hershey's Kiss or something, or just a note saying I love you, and you could give it to somebody special. And this is a Kirigami Butterfly, because butterflies are important pollinators. We wouldn't have fruit if it weren't for pollinators like butterflies and bees. So those are what the crafts are this month. And the books do feature blueberries. And the books for this month's Bake-A-Tale are Blueberries for Sal. This is little Sally. This was written and illustrated by Robert McCloskey. This book is called Dulcinea. Here's Dulcinea in the Forbidden Forest. And this is a fairy tale written and illustrated by Ola Kernica. And this last one is Lynn. Here's Lynn. Lynn's Rooftop Garden, which was written by Janae Brown Wood and illustrated by Samara Hardy. So in this book, you can't make your blueberry banana bread without blueberries. So Sal and her mother are going out to pick blueberries, but eventually her mother notices that Sal is helping herself to the blueberries from the bucket that her mother just picked. So her mother says, how about you go someplace else and pick some blueberries? And as her mother's picking, Sal finds a good place to maybe just sit down and enjoy some blueberries. But what Sal doesn't know is that there's some other youngster out picking blueberries with her mother too. And this one is a little bear. So, oh my goodness, what is going to happen when the little bear cub meets a little girl? If you haven't read this book before, you can find out by coming to the library and checking this one out. You can get it in the children's room. We'll have it on display, or you could always reserve it and have it sent to another library or pick it up through curbside service. Now in this book, if Dulcinea and her father didn't like blueberries so much, and if it wasn't Dulcinea's birthday, and so they were going to have blueberries to make blueberry pancakes for her special breakfast. If it wasn't her birthday and she didn't need a special birthday breakfast, and if she didn't love blueberries, well then her father would not have had to go into the witch's forest where the blueberries grow. And if her father had not gone into the forest to pick blueberries, then the witch would not have found him and turned him into a tree. And if the witch had not turned Dulcinea's father into a tree for picking blueberries, then Dulcinea would not have found him there. She even brought her balloons with her, and she wouldn't have needed to go out and find that witch and find a way to turn her father back. See, blueberries are very important. If you love your blueberries, you got to go to great lengths to get them. Like Len loves blueberries so much that she's growing her own in her rooftop garden, in the garden on her rooftop. She has a lot of things growing up there, but she really, really, really wants the blueberries for her family brunch party. So See, she has a lot of things growing, but what do we know about blueberries? We know that they're small and they're blue on the outside. And on the inside, they're kind of pale green. If you've ever bitten through one and looked at the inside, there's teeny tiny little seeds on it. It's got this little crown part at one end, grows on a bush. The leaves, it says, are kind of waxy and pointed with smooth edges. So help Lynn find some, say, perhaps it's this kind of berry, but no, these are gooseberries, not blue. And perhaps here's some berries. Those look like good berries, but not blueberries, are they? No, those are blackberries. Oh, here's something that you found with thin skin, like a blueberry, but it does not taste like a blueberry because you know what these are? These are onions, and onions are not something that you would want for your banana blueberry bread. Or why Lynn wants them is to make her blueberry and banana pancakes. So if you have extra blueberries and you have extra bananas, maybe you would like to also check this book out from the library and get the recipe for blueberry and banana pancakes. But for the recipe to make blueberry banana bread, you can make the recipe in a big pan, or you can do little pans like I did. So my pans were about this size, so they're not that big, and I had 5 little loaves from this. And if you don't like blueberries, you can leave them out, but if you like blueberries, it's kind of nice to have some yummy blueberries in each piece along with the bananas. So remember, when you're baking, you always have to bake with a friend, bake with a grown-up, because baking's more fun when you do it with a friend anyway, but make sure you're baking with a grown-up, because you do need to use the oven, but, it does make a nice treat if you're looking for one, but it's also good for any time if you don't need it. But, if you can get breakfast in bed another time, that would be fun too. So you can get the recipe will be in the kit at the library, and it'll also have information have the names of the books, and it will have the materials to make these crafts. So let me tell you a little bit more about those. This flower card, see how it works? Open it up, you can write your message on here, and then you can give it to somebody special. This craft is from the craft train, and there'll be a template in the kit, and some pieces of, this is cardstock, so it's a little heavier, and green paper straw that you can use for the stem. But the template will have the different parts on it. So you will have a front of the card, back of the card, these little pieces to be the stamen, the inside of the flower, and piece 2 be the leaf on the flower. So you can cut them out of the template, and then you can put it onto the cardstock. And if you would like, you could do both the front and the back the same, or you can do it 2 different colors like I had. Front one with color and the back another color, and I did a 3rd color for the stamen. So it's up to you what colors you would like. But when you put these together, the 2 flowers, the front and back, don't quite line up exactly evenly. So if you think, mine aren't lining up, that's okay. They're not supposed to line up exactly because you want the back to be showing a little bit so it'll look like a flower that's round like this, an actual 3-dimensional flower. So that's why if you wanted to do it from 2 different colors, it'll just show up better. But you see, the one that's the back has this extra little piece, and that's what you'll use to put them together. So this is the front, this is the back with the extra little flap on it. And once you've decided, what colors you use and you've traced them and cut those out too, you put some glue on the back here, and then it'll be glued together like this. So the glue will be on this side, you'll put it down like this, and then they'll fold together. And then after the glue's dried, it'll open up. So you'll want to put it so the back is going to be in the back, and it opens up like this, because that's usually how a card would open up, like a book. If you do it the other way, that's okay. It'll just open up differently. So you'll put your things there, and then these little stamen parts, You'll cut those out and then glue them onto the back of your whole card. And before you attach it to the stem, you can write something. You can decorate the outside of the card. You could decorate both the front and the back, and you could write something inside and, put love from you. So you can write whatever message you would like on the card if you want, or you can just use it for decoration this way. The leaf part looks like this. You can do it this way, and that's how this one is. It's folded together like this. So it had the front part and the back part of the leaf, and I glued them together and attached it to my stem. And I also put a little bit of tape on, and that's how I attached the card too, just with a little bit of tape. So this one's not too bad, but you can decorate it however you would like and make it your own. And if you want to do a couple of leaves, you could put some on the other side too. It's up to you. Now this Kirigami Butterfly and the little strawberry box came from this book, Easy Paper Projects from Maggie Woodley. When you're making the strawberry, there'll be templates, or you can use your own, but you would need the big circle and the little circle. The big circle is what's going to make the strawberry. The little circle is what's going to make the leaves on the top. This paper is just paper, not cardstock. So the one you can feel is a little bit lighter. That might be the one that'll be a little easier to make the strawberry box from. But you'll put the big circle and trace it on to the red paper if you want a red strawberry. Cut that out. And if you want to do green leaves, put the small circle on the green paper and cut that out too. And then you will take your red circle, fold it in half, and then fold it in half again, and then fold it in half one more time. And that's why you'd want it to be the paper, not the cardstock, because it'll be easier to fold. And then you'll have this little shape like this, the curve at the top. Then you'll want to have the open part at the top because you want it to stay together. But you'll just sort of draw a petal part from halfway up, halfway this way and halfway this way, and curve it at the top. And that's going to be how you're going to make this strawberry. When you open it up again, so you fold it, you draw a petal on it, and then you'll cut it here and here, and the rest of it will still be stuck together, hopefully. And when you open it up, it's going to look like a big flower. You can cut one part off because you don't need that part, so you'll cut 1/4 of the flower away. And you can use it for something else because it actually looks a little bit like a heart, so you could always use it that way if you wanted. But when you have it folded and you've made your petal, after you've cut it out, if you have a hole punch, you can punch a hole at the top because that's what you're going to use to string it together. You see like that? There's going to be a hole in each of the tops, and there will be some yarn in your kit. And what you will do, once you have your holes and you've cut out the extra part that you don't need, then you will take the yarn and thread it through the holes. When you've threaded it through all the holes, you'll put the last one in the first hole. And that's going to tie it all together, and then you'll pull, gently pull the yarn, and it's going to make it come together like this, and it's going to give it the strawberry shape. You see the holes are there and the yarn is there. You just sort of pull it all together, and when you gather it, it makes this shape. It's pretty neat. Before you do that, if you want it to look more like a strawberry, you can take a black marker or a crayon and put a little marks all over it, little dots, and that'll look like the strawberry seeds. Then you will take your circle. This is the one that was cut from the green paper. And you fold that the same way. You fold it in half, and then in half again, and then in half. One more time. And this time you will make, instead of just making a rounded top, you'll make it a little bit pointier, and that's going to give you a shape like this to make the leaf. And when you cut that, this time you'll just cut a little bit off the bottom, just take a little bit down from this bottom point, and that's what makes this hole in the middle. And then you can take that hole and thread the yarn, the leftover yarn from when you've tied the red part together, pull it through, and that's your little box. Now, if you do want to put something inside, you'll need to do that before you attach the strawberry to itself. So you can put something, it's going to be small, it's because, and not, you don't want anything too heavy or too big or it won't fit inside here. But you can put something inside and then gather it up, tie it at the top, and stick the leaf on top of that. And it's a nice little berry box. Now for the Kirigami butterflies, you've probably heard of origami. Kirigami is when you're doing some folding but also some cutting. There is a different piece on the back. I have a printed piece on the back and a plain piece on the front, but you can see the printed parts through because I cut the front part. And how you'll do that is you will take, oh, here it is. You will get some square paper and there'll be a template for this butterfly. Now, when you cut it out, that template is going to fit just perfectly onto the square paper. So we'll have to be kind of careful to get everything all lined up. But after you've cut out the butterfly shape, you will fold that in half and you will fold the paper in half, line it up. You will put this fold against this fold. So the wings are going to be on the open part of the paper. So line that up, trace around it, and then carefully cut this out. And then in this case, you would have a green butterfly shape. So your butterfly is going to look like this, and it opens up and looks like this. If you would like to make any holes in the center here, which would be the body of the butterfly, here are the antennae, here's the body. You can make some cuts right here. If you've ever cut paper snowflakes, this would work like that. So you can cut these ones. I made little heart shapes by cutting little hearts around here. You could cut circles, you could cut triangles. You don't want to cut too far, but if you cut along this part between, say, here and here, where the wings would attach, here and here, you can cut out some little shapes, and then there'll be holes in your plain colored butterfly shape. Once you've done that, you can take the wings and you can fold these ones too. You can fold these in half. And once you've done that, you do it this way. So it's going to be kind of lengthwise, and it's not going to be exactly in half because the body of the butterfly was there, but kind of in half, like that. And then you take this fold, not the open wing part, the folded wing part, and then you can make more cuts there. And those will be the holes in the bottom wings. After you've done that part, you can do the same thing with the top part, top wing. You will fold that in half. And again, it's not going to line up quite exactly, but do it as best you can. Fold it in half lengthwise and then cut along the fold, not on the open part of the wings. Cut some more shapes here. You could cut triangles, you could cut a squiggle, you could cut a bigger circle, smaller circles, but however you cut those, it's going to be in the top wing. You see how they're the same? That's because this is the same as this, and this is the same as this. It's because of the way it was folded. And then when you carefully unfold it, you'll have a butterfly with holes in it. You can just use it like that if you want to decorate, but if you would like to put another paper underneath, you can pick another color, printed paper or plain paper, put it underneath, and you could either leave it like this. That looks pretty nice. You can do it that way, just leave it like that and be, like a picture. Or if you want, you can cut out the other one too, and then it'll be like my butterfly where one side has holes and the other side doesn't, but it's still got the butterfly shape, and you can still decorate these however you'd like, and you can give this to somebody too, or you could just hang it up on a window or hang it up somewhere, and it'll remind you about all the wonderful butterfly pollinators that make sure we can have, flowers and fruits and all kinds of good stuff. So if you come to the library to get the kit, you can come down to the children's room or get one, or you can always call us and we can just pick them up through curbside service, and we can just bring them right out to your car. If you're not able to come into the library, you can always email us at kids@adamslib, ADAMSLIB.org, and I would be happy to email you the recipe and the instructions for how to make the crafts, and then you can just gather your own supplies and do them at home. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for coming to Bake a Tale this month. I hope you will like the banana blueberry bread. I hope everybody who's celebrating has a wonderful Mother's Day, and see you next month. By that time, we'll have started our summer reading program, and you can do the June's Bake a Tale with us then. So thank you, everyone. Bye.